This was one of the most surprising experiences I had. On this side, you see an application that I created. That application represents the different departments in a company. These are the circles. And the links that they have in between them is the communication. The yellow rectangles are the emails that are exchanged between those departments. I created that application with ChatGPT. The most interesting that you will discover is that I didn't write any line of code. I just asked ChatGPT to generate them for me. So my question to you is, how long do you think I needed from the moment I had the idea to the moment the application was running and tested? It's Christian from Vision 6D. For me, it's always a pleasure to share a part of my knowledge, to level up your skills. And I train and consult for companies. So, what is your estimation? This application uses a library which is called P5.js. It's in JavaScript and it has about 100 lines of code. So, my initial estimation was that I would need about 1 day to create this and to test it. But with ChatGPT, we smashed that down to 2 hours. Now, of course, what interests you is to see how we created this. So the first thing that we are going to look is the prompt we created to generate the code. It's using natural language that I describe my app. Yes, now it's time when the magic operates. ChatGPT understands that since I requested the library P5.js, that the code has to be generated in JavaScript. Once it's done, I can copy the code in Visual Studio Code, my editor. I have asked ChatGPT what I need to run my application, and the answer is that I need another file which is index.html, which will define the call to the library to p5.js, and it will also call the script that we just created. To run the application, you will need a web server. I'm using the one that I have in my Python environment. This means that Python needs to be installed, and the command to start the server is really simple. Now I can open my browser and I will access my index.html file by using the address for the URL https://localhost 2 and the port is 8000 and then /index.html. And now we see that the application is running. You have seen that in our code we have comments, and those comments, they were requested from ChatGPT. This situation is really interesting because often we have codes that doesn't have comments or doesn't have enough comments. So simply by asking ChatGPT to comment the code is really interesting for us as developers. Yes, test units. This is also something interesting, to ask ChatGPT to generate for us developers test units, and you see that it exactly generated those test units. Another part where I saw ChatGPT was excellent, it's when I asked it to do some changes in my code. It performed the changes without any issue. After that, requesting more changes, I had some bugs, and of course the software didn't work. So I copy-pasted into ChatGPT the error messages, and I asked it to find out what was wrong with the code. And once again, I was surprised there how excellent it was in correcting the code. The last part that I tested with ChatGPT was to refactor the code. Of course, this code is interesting and I would like to use it in other applications, so I requested to change the code in a way that I could have functions made out of this code, and of course to give me some examples on how to use those functions. And here again, ChatGPT was just excellent. You can also use ChatGPT to translate your code to another language. So that's it. In a short time, I managed to develop with ChatGPT this application, and this is really showing the path that we developers are going. The future is already here and we are using it. For me, it's a pleasure to share with you those knowledge, and see you soon in the next module. Bye-bye.